6 days at camp. Jill's day. Sun is up. Jill sings to Sid, who is still in bed. Stop it, Jill. I do not want to get out of bed yet. What time is it? Asks Sid. Time to get up and go to the bus stop, Jill says. Get up, Sid. Just do as I tell you. Just tell me, what time is it? Asks Sid. It is 8:15, says Jill. What? 8:15? I do not have time to brush or fix. I must be quick. Yes, you must, hums Jill. Yes, you must. Sid thinks Jill is her best pal, but Jill acts as if Sid is more like a big fan than a best pal. Sid likes to go by what Jill says all the time. Jill and Sid get to the bus stop just in time. Jill grabs a spot in the front. Sid sits next to her. Jill spots Lynn on the bus. There is Lynn. I am glad she is at the back of the bus and out of my way. Look at her. She is such a mess. When they get to the camp, Beth stands by her mom's van. Jill and Beth had a lot of fun in that van when they were 6. They were best pals back then. But that is not the past. But that is in the past. Yet Jill still feels sad to miss Beth so much. All the kids get off the bus. A small black cat runs in front of Beth's mom's van. Lynn jumps, then the cat runs by her. Jill can tell that Lynn still panics if a black cat is by her. Lynn and black cats, thinks Jill. The camp bell rings. All kids run to Miss Gibbs. Fact 1. No tablets or calls for the rest of the camp, tells Miss Gibbs. No texts? Fran asks in shock. No iPads or iPods? Jill and Sid wish to have Fran in their club. She is so much fun. No calls, no texts, no tablets. Got it? Grins Miss Gibbs. Jill does not like this a bit. Fact 2. You will have a job to do at camp. The list of tasks are in your huts. I trust you will check out the list by the end of the day, says Miss Gibbs. You will be in a club. We have 10 clubs in the camp. There are 6 in a club, Miss Gibbs tells the kids. You will stay in the huts with the kids in your club. Then she picks the camp clubs. Jill is in Club Sun. So is Sid. They are glad not to be split up. They clap as they jump. But Lynn is in the hut as well. It is time to go to the huts. But how? Jill has 6 bags. She has to bring all of them to the hut. This will be a big job. All the kids have lots of bags to bring. All but Lynn. Lynn has just a backpack and not a thing in her hands. But she does not want to help Jill. She picks up her bag fast, and she is off to the hut. Jill gets upset with Lynn. Who does she think she is? Jill grunts. I do not need Lynn's help. But Jill does need help. Is there no camp staff to bring my bags to the hut? She nags. Camp Grit is a self-help camp, Jill, snaps Miss Gibbs. Get your bags. Chop, chop. Jill grabs her bags, but she cannot get it all. She drags half of the bags to the hut. She is upset that she has to go back to pick up the rest. Jill is the last to the hut. She checks it out. Bunk beds? She yelps. The last bed is on top. It has a big lump. It is not snug at all. Jill does not like the hut a bit. This is not a hut. This is a small shed. Just step up from a tent. There must be a mix-up. My dad did not spend this much cash for me to stay in this shed, she says. She is still mad at Lynn. She wants her to be sad. She looks at Lynn and says, her mom cannot pay for a big hut. Is that why we stay in such a small shed? Jill spins with her hand on her hip and adds, This hut stinks. It smells like bad fish. Yuck. And it is so hot. Is there any AC in the hut? Is it on? Stop it, Jill, Miss Gibbs cuts in. She is not glad that Jill says such things. Jill does not check the task list. She does not want a job. Sid looks at the list. Jill, will you check your job? She asks. Jill shrugs. What is your job? Rock band gig trash pickup. I have to do it the next day, says Sid. What is Lynn's job? Jill asked. Lynn's? Well, she has to set up the cabin 101 and cabin 102 by 10 a.m. for rock band gig prep. Sid checks Jill's task and says, the day of the grand ball will be hectic for you. Is that my job? Asked Jill. What is it? Grand ball setup, Sid tells her. That is a big job, and you will want to get set for the ball as well. Jill thinks grand ball setup is not bad at all. She is glad she does not have to pick up trash. Let us get out of this shed and have fun, she tells Sid. Jill and Sid run out of the hut. They have lunch and spend the rest of the day by the clay sand. Jill crafts a clay pup and a cat. She thinks her mom and dad will like the clay pup. Sid crafts a mug for her dad and a pot for her mom. The day ends fast with no big mess.